Hello everyone and welcome back to our reading of I Live in Your Basement, Chapter 22. Let's get started. And then I woke up and stared up at the white squares on the ceiling. I pulled myself onto my elbows. Sweat poured down my forehead. My head dropped. Dr. Bailey? I choked out. Gone. Blinking away my confusion, I glanced around the room. The white curtains fluttered over the half-open window. A bed against the far wall stood empty. All alone. I was all alone in the hospital room. I glanced down at the floor, expecting to see a pink, coiled pile of my tongue. No, the floor was clean. I moved my tongue against my teeth, my normal-sized tongue. I uttered a long, relieved sigh. I'm okay, I thought. And I'm awake. I'm finally awake. No more disgusting nightmares. I heard heavy footsteps in the hall. I turned to the door in time to see a giant enter the room. The man smiled at me and rubbed his stubbly black beard. He had to be at least 7 feet tall. He ducked his head as he stepped into the room. He had bushy black hair and thick black eyebrows that looked like caterpillars floating over his eyeglasses. His white lab coat hung loosely over his long body. A stethoscope bobbed against his broad chest as he walked. Feeling a little better, Marco? He asked. I'm Dr. Bailey. Are you the real Dr. Bailey? I blurted out. He furrowed his bushy eyebrows. What do you mean? Well, I started, the other Dr. Bailey, the Dr. Bailey in my dream. He sat down on the edge of the bed. The mattress sunk under his weight. He studied me with his eyes for a long moment. Yes, I'm a little troubled by these dreams of yours, he said finally. He placed the end of the stethoscope on my chest and listened for a few seconds. Heartbeat is completely normal, he reported. He frowned. Your mother and your sister are down in the hospital cafeteria. They'll be up in a minute. They told me about your dreams, he said quietly. Your mom said you were a little confused by them. And frightened. I nodded. They were scary, and they seemed so real. The colors were so real, and... I didn't know what else to say. Dr. Bailey nodded. I want to keep you here one more night, Marco, he said, tucking the stethoscope under his lab coat. Your x-rays are okay. I couldn't find any skull damage. The skin is bruised, but your head should heal up nicely. That's great, I interrupted. He nodded again. Yes, but I'm a little troubled by all these strange dreams you've been having. So I have to stay here one more night? I asked, disappointed. He climbed to his feet, standing so close to me. He appeared to be a mile high. Yes, one more night, he replied, scribbling some notes on a clipboard. I'll check back with you in the morning. I'm pretty sure you will be able to leave then. Thank you, Doctor, I said in a tiny voice. I couldn't hide how upset I felt. I really wanted to get out of that hospital. Dr. Bailey turned at the door. Oh, I almost forgot, he said, shaking his head. He pulled a square envelope from the pocket of his lab coat. This came for you, Marco, a few minutes ago, when your mom and sister were downstairs. I almost forgot to deliver it. He handed the envelope to me. Get some rest, he instructed. I'll do my best to get you out of here in the morning. I thanked him again. I watched him duck his head as he made his way out into the hall. Then I examined the envelope. It said, for Marco, on the outside in a handwriting I didn't recognize. I tore the envelope open and pulled out a note. The handwriting was small and very sloppy. I squinted hard at it and read, Dear Marco, please hurry home. It's time for you to start taking care of me. I'm waiting for you in the basement. Keith. Well, so much for it all just being a dream. Maybe this is still a dream. Anyway, that's all for today. I'll see you next time. See ya!